Search marketing captures your customers at the perfect time when they are ready to buy. I'm Jamie Gorman, the host of Be Better at Business TV, and I'm here today with Scott Small, the CEO of Rev Builders Marketing, and we're here to discuss how search marketing can help you grow your business. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Jamie. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. We've talked about some of the basic ways that you can just sort of over time start to improve your search marketing. Now, what if you decide, okay, search marketing is a big thing, especially for my industry, and I need to really step up my search marketing. I'm going to need to go hire a professional. What types of things should people look for in that professional? What kind of questions should they ask? And what should they be expecting to hear or not hear to be able to discern whether somebody can really be a search engine marketer or whether somebody's just going to kind of add a couple keywords and move on?
That's actually a fairly difficult question to answer, but because in our industry there are a lot of variables. There are a lot of companies that come along and say we do search engine optimization.
Right.
And they really don't. Because it's a new industry, it's a new frontier, it's still kind of working itself out a little bit.
And there's different levels.
And there's different levels.
Right. I mean, I can go in as I'm designing your website, just make sure you have good content, and that can be considered search engine optimization, but then there's some long-term maintenance as well. Okay.
The main question that I would ask is, will I be able to see, or will you report to us everything that you're doing? Will we be able to see the links? Will we be able to see the bookmarking there? And these are all different activities of search marketing.
Okay.
Is it going to be open book, or is it going to be some cloak and dagger thing that you're saying, oh, we're just doing this, that, and the other, and you're going to have to trust us?
Right.
I would go with the first, who's going to show you everything that they're doing, show you the actual links that they're building, show you the different bookmarkings, show you the different articles that are being written and posted, or videos that are being created and posted, or infographics that are being generated for link building purposes. If they're not being totally open with what they're doing, that would be a question mark for me, because there are a lot of activities that can hurt and get you penalized. It's called black hat SEO, and you don't want that to happen to you. So
let me just talk about that just a little bit. So the black hat is, so as Google started this search, it's been a few years now, people would kind of cheat the system. So using fonts that were on the background and loading keywords, you mentioned that, those types of things. And so when Google sees that, they either take you off or they penalize you in some way, and it can hurt you more in the long run than it can help you in the short run.
Oh, very much. I mean, you can do black hat and get ranked very quickly, but you will be penalized. And I mean, there's two big updates that Google came up with last year called Penguin is one of them, and Panda is the other. And these are rolling updates that keep changing, that go after poor content.
Yes.
So because content is king, what that spawned is a bunch of junk content. People producing content just to produce content because they thought Google wanted content.
Right.
And it was poorly written waste, just bunk content.
Okay.
So that's what those updates go after, that. And then also inappropriate link building, paid links. That used to be really big in the industry a few years ago. You could call up a company and say, hey, I'll pay you $100 for the year if you'll link to my site with this keyword. Google does not like that. And if they find people doing that, you will get yourself removed from the index and you will not show up in the results. And there are a lot of other black hat techniques that can really hurt you in the long run. So it's better to take the slow road, be a little bit more patient with the rankings, and do it what we call white hat SEO, and take a little bit of time and think long term, not short term.
And the way to ensure that when you're selecting is just to make sure your provider is kind of open to what they're doing, they're explaining that, and the fact that they can tell you why it's white or black or what the effect's going to be. Sounds like that's one of the main things.
Right.
So good. Well, I think we have another question from our audience.
What do you see being the most impactful resources for businesses in the online world in 2013?
Okay, so that kind of goes to the trends. So we're in January 2013. What do you see as kind of the trends in the online marketing, especially search marketing, going through 2013 and beyond?
Well, one trend is going to be that Google is going to be very vigilant in cleaning up their results
Okay.
and making it more difficult to game the system.
All right.
So there is basically kind of a war between Google and black hat SEO folks out there.
Okay.
So Google has really stepping up their efforts in order to try to clean up their results. Because as you mentioned earlier, Google's goal is to provide results that their searchers want, and if they can't do that, then Google will no longer exist, right? So it's critical to their success. So that is one trend that will continue. The other trend is that social is going to become more and more prominent, and their social search is going to be increasing over time. How much, we just kind of have to wait and see. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball.
Right.
I'm not going to make predictions, but it'll grow. We know that. A third trend in search is mobile. Making sure that you have mobile access websites that are searchable.
Right.
And probably 90% of people do not have that. And it's really not all that difficult to do. So mobile sites are very different than regular sites. You really need to pare down a lot of that, and that could probably be a whole other segment on this show, but
Yes.
that is a trend that is only growing, and making sure that you are showing up in mobile results and they're connected to the regular results also, but there are a little bit of differences.
Okay.
Those
And
are the
I would
three
assume
big
that,
trends.
you know, that mobile, because more people are finding your site, to making sure that your site is actually ready to get them to the right place on the site through their mobile device. So one of the things when I go and I'm searching for something on my phone, and then I get to this big website and I've got to like type into these little boxes, it's difficult. But now it's getting to the point where there's certain sites where it takes me into the app, or it takes me to a mobile site that really has one or two functions, and I can very easily get to where I need to be.
Right, and that's where you need to go with the mobile. Give them 2 or 3 things that you know that mobile searchers are wanting to do. It's not complicated.
Right.
They're either trying to call you, get directions, or place an order.
Okay.
Those are the 3 main things. I mean, people are not searching on their mobile devices to read, 25 feet of text on their mobile device.
Yes.
So, or to try to, increase it and only see one section of your, so it's
So really, from a
reduce.
mobile perspective, we talked early on about how, search in general gets people closer to the buying decision and captures them closer to the buying decision. But in mobile, you could even say that it's even closer, because at that point, they're looking for a phone number, they're looking for a link, they're looking to sign in and order something right then. They can't
Right.
wait till they get home even, I guess.
Correct.
So that's pretty amazing.
Very true.
So,
And probably the biggest resource for most people, if you're not going to hire a firm, and I'm not going to suggest anything, but go to Google and type in keyword research tools. And you'll get a list long of different keyword research tools.
okay.
Some are free, some are paid. So depending on your budget and what you do, but I would get comfortable with those keyword research tools and how to analyze the data that they're going to give you, and understand that, because that is the basis for everything
Okay.
in search, and that will not change, because it's those keywords that give you insight into the mind of your user, and understanding those at an in-depth level will give you a leg up
Okay.
over everything else that you can do. So.
Good. For that, is there anything you'd like to share about Rev Builders Marketing and what you do?
Well, basically what we do, we're an integrated online marketing company. So what does that mean? Is that we integrate all various online media. So email marketing, social, search engine optimization, paid, and what I often say is whatever is new next week, online marketing. And we help you come up with a strategy to integrate those and work for you online to generate revenue and increase your return on investment and get you more exposure, or go after whatever it is that your particular goal is. And then we work with the offline advertising agencies to make sure that those 2 things are integrated, which is usually lacking, but extremely important, especially for local small businesses. Integrating the offline and online is critical, and can increase your results by numbers you'd be amazed by. So that's basically what we do.
Okay, great. So just to close out, we're kind of out of time. So I'm Jamie Gorman. I'm the host of Be Better at Business TV, and I'm also the CEO of Sigma Business Management. We provide business and marketing plans. We provide business education, also meeting facilitation. And I want to thank you for being a part of Be Better at Business TV, and I hope that you can take this and use it to be better at business.